Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Consuming Cinema, a show about making and pairing food and drinks from popular movies and TV shows. Today we're making a White Russian with an In-N-Out burger from the Big Lebowski. And stick around till after the show for a special food and drink detail you may have missed about the movie. If you haven't seen The Big Lebowski, it's a 1998 Coen Brothers cult classic about a Los Angeles-based slacker named Jeffrey Lebowski. Only he doesn't like to be called Jeffrey Lebowski, he likes to say,
"I'm the dude, so that's what you call me, you know?"
The dude spends most of his days doing Tai Chi, meditating, and going bowling with his best friends Walter, a Vietnam vet with a short temper and an undying allegiance to his ex-wife, as well as Donnie, who is the best bowler in the group but only ever really gets to speak
Pete on the dude's rug.
in these short little sentences
They were Nazis, dude?
that are frequently interrupted
I am the walrus.
by Walter.
Shut the up, Donnie.
In the movie, the dude's drink of choice is a White Russian, and he drinks a lot of them in the film. 9 to be exact, as well as the occasional oat soda, sometimes while driving.
Fortunately, I'm adhering to a pretty strict drug regimen to keep my mind, limber.
One night, the dude is accosted in his home and has his rug urinated on by 2 henchmen of a porn tycoon named Jackie Treehorn, who have the dude confused with another Jeffrey Lebowski, whose wife Bunny owes Treehorn money.
Jeff Lebowski, the other Jeffrey Lebowski, the millionaire.
His name is Lebowski? That's your name, dude.
When Bunny goes missing, the Big Lebowski hires the dude to be the delivery man for the ransom money. But after the delivery gets botched on account of Walter, the dude's car, along with the money inside, both go missing.
Say, dude, where is your car?
And when the dude's car turns up without the money inside, the dude finds a homework assignment belonging to a kid named Larry Sellers. Then later, when the dude and Donnie are attending the dude's landlord's dance quintet, his cycle, Walter shows up with a plan of how to track down Larry Sellers.
He lives in North Hollywood on Radford near the In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, the In-N-Out burger's on camera.
Near the In-N-Out Burger.
Those are good burgers, Walter.
Shut the up, Donnie.
We'll go there after the what have you. We'll brace the kid. Should be a pushover.
We'll be near the In-N-Out burger.
Shut the up, Donnie.
And when Walter goes to interrogate Larry, Larry doesn't budge. So Walter proceeds to attack what he believes to be a new car Larry just bought with the money, but actually belongs to a now very pissed off neighbor who proceeds to smash in the dude's windshield thinking it's Walter's. But luckily that doesn't stop our trio from getting their In-N-Out burgers. So we'll first start by making our In-N-Out burger, but what's a good burger without some good fries? So we'll actually begin with 1 russet potato, which we'll peel and then cut into thin discs and then proceed to cut in the traditional shoestring shape like so. As soon as those fries are cut, you're going to want to get them into a bowl of cold water immediately, which removes the excess starch of the fries and keeps them extra crispy later on. Now we're going to get started on In-N-Out's famous spread, which like most burger sauces is a variation on Thousand Island dressing, which begins with 1 dill pickle, which we'll cut into 2, reserving half for later, and finally dice the first half like so. And into that bowl we will add a half a cup of mayonnaise, I prefer Japanese mayo, 3 tablespoons of ketchup, and to this sauce we're going to add a little bit of freshly grated onion, and you can just use the back of an onion that you would normally throw away. Then mix all those ingredients together well, and we'll also add a teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper, as well as a teaspoon of salt. I also added some paprika, which I forgot to get on camera. Then mix all those ingredients together well and refrigerate until we're ready to plate. Now we're going to be making our In-N-Out burgers animal style, which incorporates grilled onions. That'll begin with 1 white onion, which we'll finely dice, and then put into a small skillet or saucepan. To the onions, we'll add a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna sweat these onions down until they reach a nice caramely brown, periodically deglazing the pan with 1 ounce of water. In our Dutch oven, we'll preheat some vegetable oil until it reaches 350 degrees. When the oils reach 350, throw in your now strained potatoes and give them the first of 2 fries. Make sure you stir your fries so they don't get stuck to the bottom. After about 5 to 7 minutes, they'll be ready to strain on a gated sheet pan. Now give your onions another stir and another quick deglaze with 1 ounce of water. And now it's finally time to start our burgers, for which we'll need 1/3 of a pound of beef divided into 2. And we're gonna throw these patties into a piping hot cast iron skillet, but not before we season them with a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Put the patties into a pan seasoned side down, and then quickly press down with 1 or 2 spatulas so they form a nice thin patty like so. Then season both patties with a little more salt and a little more black pepper, as well as another staple of animal style, yellow mustard, which we'll squirt onto each patty and then spread with a little brush like so. After a couple minutes, when you see juices building on the top of the patties, it's time to give them a flip. Be sure to get that spatula well under the patty to retain a crisp crust. It's now time to give our fries their second fry, so put your fries back in the 350-degree oil while we put 2 slices of American cheese onto our burgers. Cover the burgers with a lid to allow the cheese to steam and melt. When the fries are golden brown, remove them and put them back onto the gated sheet pan to strain. And when you remove the fries, be sure to add a little salt to them before removing the patties as well. You may notice your onions still need some time to cook down, which is totally fine because we still need to build our burger, which starts with 1 bun. I'm using a brioche bun, which I think best replicates the spongy sort of bun you get at In-N-Out. Toast the buns in the juices of the burger while the skillet is still hot, all while you prepare your plating. I'm using these quaint little fry containers and burger wrappers that I found on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. First, we're gonna plate our beautiful golden fries. Now we'll take our toasted bun, and to it we will add a nice thick base layer of our spread, which you will spread to the bottom of the bun. Next, we'll add sliced pickles from the other half of the dill pickle. You don't have to add this many pickles, I just like pickles. Next, we're gonna add something that I personally like to get when I go to In-N-Out, some sliced hot chili peppers. Mind you, this is a totally optional addition, I just think it really adds something to the burger. Next, we'll add a big slice of tomato, followed by a couple of hand-pulled leaves of lettuce, as In-N-Out likes to say. Then we'll add our burger patties, covered in that ooey-gooey American cheese, followed by your grilled onions, which at this point should look something like this. And finally, it wouldn't be animal style without topping it off with an extra heaping of our spread. And there you have it, your In-N-Out double-double with fries is done. You now might be thinking to yourself, hey, dude, what about the White Russian? Well, don't worry, man. The White Russian's a drink we can build right here in the glass. This glass, to be more specific, a rocks glass. To which we'll add some ice, as well as 2 ounces of vodka. In the movie, the dude prefers Smirnoff, so that's what I'm using. As well as 1 ounce of Kahlua, which I personally happen to buy at the same grocery store as the dude, but that's not a requirement. And 1 ounce of half and half, which you will gently pour into your glass like so. Oh, god damn, son of a god damn. And after a minor spill,
Careful, man, there's a beverage here!
And a Walter Sobchak level freakout,
What happened?
you are finally finished with your White Russian with In-N-Out burger and fries. Now there's nothing left to do but to taste it. We'll start with our fries, which I have to say are an instant upgrade over In-N-Out fries, which are never crispy enough even when you order them well done.
Yeah, well, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Now let's try our burger. And oh man, boy, that sure is a good burger, Walter. It really just tastes like an elevated version of the double-double, and it is really, really excellent. But how does this double-double and fries pair with a White Russian? Well, let's first give our Caucasian a stir with our finger like the dude would, and let's give it a taste. And while I was expecting this pairing to be a little too dairy-heavy for my taste, I have to say they go together quite well, as the White Russian almost acts like a boozy version of a milkshake, which obviously is a fantastic pairing with any burger and fries, especially In-N-Out. So overall, I'm giving this pairing 2 big thumbs up. If you like the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you have any ideas for future videos, please list them in the comments below. All recipes will be included in the link in the video description. Be sure to join us next week when we make a pairing from Meet the Parents. And if you've stuck around this long, you're probably wondering, hey, what about that food and drink related factoid about the Big Lebowski that you promised? Well, why don't you just grab your White Russian and sit back and I'll tell you. So in the final shot of the Big Lebowski, when we move past the stranger's shoulder and see the scorer's table by the bowling lane, we see a can of Slice. Earlier in the movie, we see Donnie drinking a can of Slice at the bar. And at one point, we even see that Donnie isn't in the scene but is represented by a can of Slice. So in that final shot, when we see that can of Slice, we are meant to remember the now deceased Donnie, which is further emphasized as the bowler, who is actually the bowling coach of the movie, bowls one final strike. Thank you for watching, and until next time, the dude abides.